Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am just doing some morning things this morning, getting the kids ready for school and their drinks and things fixed. And then I am making some coffee this morning. I've been using my Nespresso again lately, and I kind of go back and forth on using it, but I have been loving it. So I've got a Starbucks single shot of espresso. So I actually done 2 of these. Just because I like at least a double shot, unless it's the afternoon, and then usually I'll do like a single shot. So I'm making those up. I also wanted to thank Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. I will tell y'all a little bit more about that a little bit later in the video. I'm also frothing some sweet cream cold foam like Starbucks has. I'm actually going to show y'all how to do that later. Adding some sugar-free vanilla, adding some ice, some fat-free milk, and this is my coffee for the day. It is so good, and I've been really enjoying this. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing what I'm eating today, also 2 really good meal preps that I made for this week, so stay tuned for that. I'll share those as I get to breakfast and lunch. I made a breakfast meal prep that I've never made before, but it's really good and super healthy, and then also a lunch meal prep that's also really good and healthy. If you're on WW, I follow the WW plan. It is both of them are very low in points, so stay tuned for both of those. If you're new here, like I said, I follow the WW plan, so I like to share what I eat in a day on the WW plan, which what I eat in a day may look a lot different than what you eat in a day. I also get a few extra points because I am still nursing my 17-month-old. Yeah, he's almost 1.5 years. So he is still nursing, so I do get 26 points a day because he is still breastfeeding some. Stay tuned for everything I'm eating. I've got a really good dinner I'm gonna be cooking tonight. I've made this before, but it's been quite some time since I've made it. It is super good, a really good soup recipe that you're not gonna wanna miss. It's super good. Also my coffee this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with my coffee. So it is so good. So it tastes exactly like my favorite Starbucks drink that I get at Starbucks. This is like my go-to drink anytime I go to Starbucks. It is usually what I get there. And I have perfected it at home. So I did 2 shots of espresso. I really like these Starbucks pods. I wish they had double espresso Starbucks pods because I have to use 2 of these to get 2 shots of espresso. But they're really good. They have a really good taste to them. I've got the green one, the espresso roast. I don't know what to call it, but it's green. Super good. And then I use fat-free milk. I don't measure it, I just pour it however much I think. Maybe a cup of it, maybe a little bit more. And then I have the Starbucks sugar-free vanilla. You get this at Starbucks. A lot of the Starbucks will sell this to you. I actually bought this in Target on like an end cap. So I use a little bit of that, and then I make the Starbucks vanilla sweet cream cold foam. So this tastes exactly like it. I'm gonna go ahead and share that recipe. But this tastes exactly like it. It's just as good, literally exactly like it. I think this is their recipe. I don't know if that's 100% true. It's so good. It's not the healthiest. I don't use a ton of it. It's not something that I will use all the time because like I said, it is pretty point heavy. It's so good though. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that here. So we are gonna do some heavy cream. We're gonna do 3/4 of a cup of it. We're also gonna do the same amount of 2% milk. All right, then the Starbucks sugar-free vanilla. I'm gonna do about 3 tablespoons. And I'm just gonna whisk it up. And then I got these from the Target dollar spot just recently. They were $3 for 2 of them. I'm just gonna pour all this down in there hopefully without making a mess. Perfect. All right, there is my vanilla sweet cream cold foam. So like I said, I don't want to use it all the time, but it is so good in this coffee. It don't necessarily have to have that, even if you make the coffee without the cold foam. Just put about 5 or 6 cups of sugar-free vanilla is what I do. And it's good even without the cold foam to make it super, super low in points if you'd rather do that. But I also don't count my coffee. I have just been doing that for a long time. Whatever coffee I have in the morning, I don't count it. I just make it however I want it. I try to not do like too sugary. But if I do have a second cup of coffee in the day, which is not all the time, usually I'll count that just because that's usually my snack, like afternoon snack. So snack / pick me up. So anyways, that is how I do my coffee. Now let's go ahead and get on with breakfast soon. So this is such a good meal prep. I saw Sweet Savory and Steph share this, so I will leave her actual recipe below. It is 0 points, first of all, so super point friendly. You can't beat that. I've got an onion that I chopped up, and I am cooking that onion up. I am doing a cup of liquid egg whites as well as 4 eggs. Then I'm going in with some non-fat Greek yogurt, and then I think it was like a 3/4 of a cup of fat-free cheese. It calls for fat-free cheddar. I didn't have that, so I just used fat-free mozzarella. So I cooked my veggies up, cooked my onions good, and then I added my broccoli to that and kind of mixed them together and chopped the broccoli up a little bit. I poured that into a bottom of a 9 by 13 baking dish, and I poured the egg mixture all over that, and then I baked it in my oven on, I think it was 350 for about 25 minutes. But like I said, the full recipe will be below. It is delicious. All right, so I have some breakfast potatoes going. I think I'm actually going to take these out. They're done. So my breakfast meal prep this week, I have really enjoyed it. So really big pieces. I am going to heat it up in the air fryer. This is what it looks like. I'm actually going to cut it in half so it'll get done kind of quicker. Okay, so it is done. It is super good. 0 points. Breakfast potatoes. I know I've shared these before, so I'm not going to go in detail. I cook them in the air fryer. I chop them up. I do olive oil spray, garlic powder, paprika, and onion powder. I season them pretty generously with all 3 of those. 400 for about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're super good. So this is my breakfast for today and for all week. So before we get any farther into today's video, I wanted to thank Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. So we have actually been using Rocket Money for a while now. If you've not heard of them, they're like an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more money and spend less money. So a few of the really cool features that we've really enjoyed having and have been beneficial for us and beneficial for, like, I think they have like 3.4 million members. One of the things is canceling unwanted subscriptions. So on the app, I'm actually going to include like a little screenshot here, like a recording of what it is. So all of this that you see on the screen, this is not our information. I did want to say that. This is just random information. I don't want to put our information on here, but it has helped us cancel subscriptions that honestly I forgot about. Subscriptions that I've signed up for that I don't use, and we're paying for them, and there's no sense in paying $10 or $20 a month for something that we're actually not using. So we have been able to cancel subscriptions from using Rocket Money, so it's been very beneficial for that. And whenever you cancel these subscriptions, they do all the work for you, which has been so nice. They can also help lower bills. So if you have a phone bill, cable, or maybe whatever it is, they can actually negotiate that bill to help you lower that, which I think is super cool. We can all benefit from something like that. You can also set budgets and monitor your spending. So on the app, as you probably saw with the screen recording, it's got like what you've spent in the month, but it also has what you've brought in, any money you've brought in through the month, which is really nice for us because I have multiple streams of income like with what I do, and so they kind of like sets in place like how much like we brought in for the month. You can go to rocketmoney.com/Hailey, or you can go to the description and click the link. You can try it free, and then also you can upgrade to premium to unlock more features. So if you've not tried them or if you've not heard of them, go download the app and try them. I think they can be so helpful for so many of us that want to just get better with our money. So everything will be in the description to check them out. So let's get started with lunch meal prep. This is one of my favorites. I've shared this, I think, in a what's for dinner video. I think my last what's for dinner video. And last week I was like, I'm totally gonna make that again next week. So that's what I did. I cooked up some chicken and also some veggies. I added some sugar-free teriyaki marinade. This is 0 points for the amount you'd use every day. So just cook the chicken up in the skillet. Once it was kind of cooked a little bit, I added the teriyaki marinade and finished it. I just bought some steamed broccoli, so I cooked my onions and mushrooms up first, took them out of the pan, then cooked the chicken, steamed my broccoli in the microwave. I think I did 2 bags of broccoli just to make sure I had lots of veggies to bulk it up and keep me full until dinner time. Added it to a bowl and then separated it into meal containers, and all of this was 0 points. The only thing that counts is I added some yum yum sauce each day. It is so good. All right, so now that I shared with y'all the recipe, I've got chicken in here and I've got all the veggies in here. So I actually ended up taking the chicken out and I heated this in the microwave, chicken in here. I know that's not, it's more complicated to do it that way. I just don't love chicken heated in the microwave, so that's just what I do. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this light yum yum sauce. I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna weigh it out, which is 3 points, so 30 grams. And I'm just gonna pour 30 grams of it in here, and that's been plenty for this. So 31 grams of my yum yum sauce. Got the chicken back, so I'm gonna stir all this together. This has been so good. I've been really enjoying this. I just love eating stuff like this. And it's super low carb, lots of veggies, and so yummy. So this is what's for lunch this week. I totally forgot that I'm filming today, but I just made 1 more cup of coffee. I just did 1 shot of espresso. And I'm gonna pour, I made it exactly the same as this morning, just with 1 shot of espresso, a little bit of the cold foam. And so I'll count this one. I'm gonna count it as 5 points for the cold foam and a little bit of the milk too. So that's my little snack of the day. I am starting some dinner. I'm starting it early and then I'll let it simmer for a while because we're not gonna eat by the time it's done. We'll probably wait a little bit. So this is what I'm making for dinner. I've made it before. It's been quite some time since I've made it, but it looks so good. So got some salt and pepper, the beans, long grain, and wild rice with seasonings. We got some flour, fat-free, half and half, butter, chicken broth. I'm gonna fix that to go with it. We've got 2 cups of water and about 1 cup each of celery and carrots. I'm going to bring my water and chicken broth to a boil. I will leave this recipe below. So I'm gonna add all of this once it, I think I'm gonna add my chicken now too. I'm gonna let that boil and then I'll add the chicken, rice, and veggies. All right, water and chicken broth is boiling. I'm gonna add all this chicken. Ethan had to pick this up for me today because I need to trim it a little bit. I did not get enough chicken on my grocery order, so he went and he actually got the boneless, skinless, the thin one, which will be fun. Add all of this. And then also the seasoning packet. And all of our yummy veggies. And then give it a good stir. We're gonna let this, I'm gonna put it on simmer, so low. We're gonna cook this for like 25 or 30 minutes. And then when the chicken's done, I'll shred up the chicken and then add a few more things to it. All right, so I am mixing up. I've got a half a cup of flour and I've got some salt and pepper. Mixing up my flour mixture. This will thicken the soup. All right, so my chicken is done. So I'm gonna go through and kind of shred this up some. Usually this works pretty well, but it's not cooked in the crock pot. Usually when I cook chicken, I cook it, especially if I have to shred it, I cook it in the crock pot and it just falls apart. It's not doing that. I'm gonna take 2 forks and do it this way. So the next thing I've got 8 tablespoons of light butter. I am adding in my flour mixture a little bit at a time. Stirring it around. Now I'm gonna add my half and half. I'm gonna whisk it. I am gonna go ahead and add my shredded chicken back in here. And then I've got all of this that I'm gonna add. So this is gonna cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Let it kind of thicken up and the flavors kind of mix in together. All right, so this soup is done. It's thickened up. It looks delicious. Also got a couple grilled cheeses for a couple of the kids who wanted one. And then I've got the rest of that bread in here baking. So I made some grilled cheeses with that bread, which that bread looks really good and it's soft. And this just reminds me of Panera, Panera has something like this. I think it's called creamy white chicken, or what is it? I don't know, it's called the same thing as this. So it just looks delicious. So I'm gonna plate this up. So a cup of this, I'm actually gonna measure it out. So a cup of this, probably make a mess, is 6 points. And then I'm gonna have some bread with it too, about 4 points worth of bread. So, pretty good serving. All right, this looks absolutely delicious. I'm excited for the bread, to dip the bread in here too. So this whole dinner is 10 points. So I will let y'all know what I think after I eat it. Supper was delicious. The soup, you've got to try the soup. I'll leave the actual full recipe below so you can follow that. It was so good. So good. I've got a big bowl full of leftovers too. Did you like it? Yeah. Delaney really liked it too. It was yummy, wasn't it? She's still over there eating. But it was very, very good. I've never tried the Panera bread one, but I can only imagine it's gotta be very similar. Just as good. It was delicious. I did add a little bit more salt because I feel like it needed that. Then the bread from Aldi, that big French bread is from Aldi. It was really good too. I would totally buy that bread again. It was delicious. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. The last thing I'll have for the day, I will say this, I did get a little bit more soup. I got the smallest little spoonful, so a couple extra points for that, but it was just that good. I just wanted a little bit extra. Last thing I'll eat a little bit later is one of my favorite ice cream bars. These are 5 points each, and if you can find these are so, so good. So I hope you enjoyed coming along for my day and what I ate, but Delaney wanted to end the video out with me. She's still got her school uniform on. But I hope y'all enjoyed coming along for my day and what I ate. Hope this gave you some new ideas with meal prepping, and then a really good soup that you just need to try. Don't they need to try it? I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye.